So the story all begins at the subscriber school, and now a pretty main character in this story is the subscriber sister that we're gonna call Sophia for the purpose of the story. So Sophia was in this pretty tight group of friends, and now this group of friends, you know, they kind of wanted to try and make schools an inclusive environment, which I mean doesn't seem bad at all, right? Until you actually see like what they wanted to do. So one day this group of friends, everybody minus Sophia, right? They found this book on a table. I think it was like during some kind of book fair or something, and the book was titled Good Girls Never Make History, something like that. I don't know if any of you have heard of that book. I have no idea what it is because I don't read unless I'm really interested, like reading your guys' stories, for example. Like when I pick up a book, it's literally a once in a blue moon thing. Anyways, they take this book, they look at it, examine it, really just breathe in that fucking smell of the pages, you know what I mean. They skimmed through the book, you know, read like the little summary on the back, and they were like, okay, we need to start a feminist movement at our school. We, as girls, we need to achieve something great, and we need to make history books. So they decided at their local high school, they were gonna start a feminist group. And now, just like feminists in general, like people who support like keyword equal rights of men and women, you know, the sister didn't really have anything against it. I don't either. I don't know if you guys know this, or maybe you've seen some of these videos on my channel, but there is a certain type of feminist that goes around saying like all men should die and blah blah blah. They were that type of feminist, all right? They were that type. So they basically started this group to hate on men. Yeah, that's basically what they were doing. And now Sophia, she wasn't really tight with anybody in the group. Like, you know, they were kind of acquainted because she was friends with this one girl who was like the leader of this whole thing. And now when they started this group, there was this one teacher that was like always in support of the group and was kind of enabling it. At first, it really wasn't too bad, but you know, as time went on, their takes got crazier and crazier, and they would just randomly hold meetings like in the class. So that meant like this group had to take up the classroom for their meetings, and everybody else had to go outside in 100-degree weather, and they had to like do something else out there while this group met, which was just ridiculous. And why was the teacher enabling this? I don't fucking know. And this one teacher, we're just gonna call her Mrs. Rock. And now Mrs. Rock, she hated the subscriber's sister for whatever reason, probably because she wasn't a part of this group. She was kind of just friends with like the leader of this group. She did not like Sophia at all. One time Sophia was running late for school, and Mrs. Rock, you know, being the greatest teacher on the planet, right? Just the best teacher you could possibly ask for, just fucking left her locked out of school. Like dead ass, like just fucking walked by as she was at the door, standing, waiting to get in. She looked at her and just walked by. And now there was this one guy who wanted to be a part of the group, and we're gonna call this guy Jake. So Jake, he asked the girls, hey, you know, can I join this group? You know, I like to support women's rights. Like, that's pretty cool. You know, I'm very passionate about women having equal rights to men, like all that. Like, I'd really like to join this group. That's what he said to them. And then, you know, they were like, oh, yeah, sure. So they took him into this room, shut the door, and locked it behind him, and basically started insulting him. Like, just because he was male. Like, this entire group was attacking this poor guy. Like, they were basically saying, like, fuck you. Like, all men like you deserve to die. You guys are useless and nothing but woman haters. And at this point, he's like, what the fuck? You know, I thought this group was, you know, in support of equal rights, but fuck, I guess not, dude. The group was like, you know, a kind of group of people that was like, oh, all men are bad. Yeah, that was the group of people that this kid had to unfortunately deal with. And they did this for about like 20 minutes. Then they just deadass started throwing rocks at him. Like, as he was walking out of the room, like they were throwing rocks at him. Like, wow, what a nice warm welcome to this new person here that wanted to join your group. Like, it's just sad that people aren't accepting of men. Like, it's honestly just sad. Like, men are half the fucking population. Like, how are you not accepting of men? And, you know, of course, there's the other side of the spectrum where people aren't accepting of women, like fucking incel losers. Like, still, I don't understand that either. Like, women are also half the population. Like, what the fuck? The next day, when Sophia and the subscriber got to school, they saw, like, a bunch of rocks just sitting in the parking lot. And now they were just chilling on the pavement, and they're like, what the hell? Why the fuck did somebody just throw a bunch of rocks? And when she got to school, she met up with some of her friends, and she was looking through her phone, and now she was in this group chat that they were a part of. Like, the main girl of the group, like, typed this in a group chat. She was like, oh yeah, we threw rocks at this guy yesterday that tried to join the group. Ew, man, am I right, guys? Like, ew, half the population just disgusts me, guys. Like, just shut the fuck up, please. Like, it's better if people like that just don't speak on matters like this. So they decided they were going to go to the parking lot and pick up all these rocks that these girls threw yesterday. She was with a few of her friends, so that were not a part of this group. And they picked up like all the rocks at the parking lot before school started. And at this point, Sophia, the subscriber sister, she was just done with this. So Sophia decided the best course of action was to send an email to like the leader of this whole thing, basically saying like, listen, you gotta shut this whole thing down because this has gone way too far. Like, you basically tried to assault another dude that wanted to join the group. You're really not standing up for anything. Like, if you're gonna assault a man who wants to speak for equal rights, like, if anything, you're just like countering like what you want to solve, right? Now, some of the people would bully Sophia a lot, so I'm gonna assume that's why the teacher didn't like her, because, you know, all these feminist girls were hating on Sophia, and she also didn't like Sophia. And why I called her Miss Rock for the video, well, she's fucking dumb as a rock, okay? She's probably got less brain power than the average ape, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, some apes be rocking more brain cells than this lady, I'm not gonna lie. So now when the leader received this email, they basically looked at the email together, like, as a group. And now when they read the email, the leader of the group, she realized that there was some private information in the email that only Sophia and her were supposed to know. And now the letter was written pretty nicely, like, and she only intended for the leader to see it, like, she didn't intend for anybody else to see it. But they were just mauling, alright? They were mad, okay? So what they decided to do to protest, I guess, was to wear really exposing clothing. They were just walking around, like, saying, like, oh, girls should be allowed to wear clothing like this in school. And obviously, I think the answer to that goes without saying, alright? It wasn't clothing that would even be close to passing the dress code. So obviously, it was gonna be a fucking no, obviously. And also, they thought, you know, the right thing to do was to go up to Mrs. Rock, the brain-dead teacher, and basically tell her, hey, you know, these people are trying to shut down our group. And since she was, like, blindly supporting the whole thing, she was like, yeah, we can definitely make a group, you know, for people to understand your guys' situation. Like, yeah, let's make a group so people understand why women hate men. Like, what the fuck? Listen, I just don't understand, like, how brain-dead this teacher can get, alright? Like, for Christ's sake, you went through fucking 4 to 5 years of schooling just for this shit, just to make a group, like, to explain to people why women hate men? What the fuck? It was basically, like, all the people in the school that she didn't like, which obviously was the boys and the subscriber's sister. And I think the subscriber may have been there too, I'm not 100% sure. So Miss Rock sat them all down and basically said, like, imagine being a girl and going through all their hardships, which was just awkward for the subscriber's sister, right? Like, because obviously she was the only girl in this class. I mean, everyone goes through hardships, right? Like, but that doesn't mean you can throw rocks at people and say, like, all men should die, all men are useless, whatever these people say. I don't know. It's so disrespectful, and that's no way to, like, cope with any of your hardships. Like, at that point, you're just a terrible person. Like, I don't know why they would say and do those things. Now, this Miss Rock girl started to explain to everybody how to talk to girls and how to be around girls, right? Which inherently, at first, it seems like there's nothing wrong with that, right? But when you put it into perspective, right, the advice she gave was just fucking terrible. So the first thing she said to them was, don't say demeaning names like honey or sweetheart. No one was even saying that, by the way. Like, literally nobody says that to the girls, like, at their school. Like, she wasn't even, like, calling out anybody specifically. She kind of just said that because she thought it was demeaning. Which, how the fuck is that demeaning? Like, what to me is kind of surprising is, like, teachers call their students honey all the time, and people call their significant other honey or whatever. Like, it's nothing bad at all. Like, it's literally just something people say. No one means to say it in a demeaning way. They kind of just say it. But yeah, as you could tell, this teacher was dense as hell and was giving absolutely terrible advice. And now some of the boys in the class were like, what? Like, people use honey all the time, and plus, we're not even calling people honey, so I don't even know why you're saying this. And when they said that, she said, you guys are being oppressive. Like, that right there is oppressive. So somebody having an opinion is oppressive? Like, I never imagined we live in a world this soft. That's fucking crazy. Now, after Sophia tried to shut down the group, you know, they switched schools. So now they're completely out of the school and, you know, they don't have to deal with that anymore. Apparently, this group is, like, still up and running, but, I mean, I think they just ran out of things to complain about at this point. Like, they're just fucking talking and just no one is hearing hearing, because everybody knows at this point that they have the worst arguments on planet Earth. But yeah, that's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, there's another story just like this one on screen right now. And there's also a playlist full of stories, so if you want to binge them, go ahead and do that. And I will catch you all in the next video. I'm out. Peace. Like, I never knew a video of just me telling somebody's experience could get somebody that mad. Like, you know, I could kind of understand, like, people getting mad at my old commentary videos, but this, like, how? Does every little thing offend you? But anyways, I'm sure you guys are curious as to how this all unfolded. The subscriber, he said I could use his name. Geo sent me this story, and now something about it, it was just so good. I'm like, all right, I just absolutely have to tell this. Like, no matter what I do, I just gotta tell it. So I just did. I'm like, you know what? I gotta full send it. And the video dropped last Sunday, I believe. Unfortunately, it's demonetized now, but the story is just too fucking good. The video's pretty long, so I'm just gonna summarize it really quick. So basically, at Geo's school, there was like this group of girls that would just do some outrageous things and kind of claim that like they were fighting for women's equal rights, even though like they were doing shit like giving out tampons in class. They made a substitute teacher cry, and they put nude photos of women in the hallway as like a little, oh, free the body thing. Like, what the fuck? Like, I really don't think I have to say anything. I think the story, it just speaks for itself. But I mean, they did this in high school, so, you know, I wasn't like hating them as people. I was kind of just like hating on like their actions, I guess, if that makes sense. They did some shitty things back then, and, you know, they did some stupid things back then, but hey, it made a pretty entertaining story. So I figured I would tell it. But then afterward, you know, after the video dropped, it was like probably 30 minutes after, the subscriber Geo DM'd me. He was like, yo, I just watched the video. This shit was pretty good. I'm gonna send it to like some of my friends, and I'm gonna like send it out in like Discord chats and whatnot. Now, when he sent this out, you know, to these group chats and everything, it must have spread like crazy at his school. It's just like each individual person in the group chat sent it to more group chats and so on and so forth. Like, it got pretty out there in the school. Like, it got pretty big in the school. Sometimes I just don't even realize like how many people that is. Like, the same thing happened with this story on screen. Like, everybody in the school watched it, and I don't even know if the kid himself saw it, but like if he did, I don't know. That's just kind of awkward, but pretty funny at the same time. Now, everybody was sending this out, and you know, somebody in the group was an op, bro. I think that's what happened. Somebody in the group was an op, and they sent it over to the girl that was actually involved in the story and was like, oh, this person made a video about you, whatever. And of course, what happened next was the subscriber checked his DMs, and he had a DM from, I think it was the main person in the group. I don't know if it was, but it was somebody in the group. That's all I know. And now, you know, I was reading down, and, you know, as I read that, I'm like, oh, you know, that's cool. And then, you know, as I read the DM a little bit more, it said, and it got to one of the original members in the group. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, oh, shit. You know what? It's funny. I don't care. It's just hilarious. And then he sent me a screenshot, which attached was a paragraph, and then a meme that he sent back to her, like right underneath. And now, of course, we're not gonna go without reading this paragraph. Are you kidding me? This shit is entertaining as fuck. And of course, we're gonna be responding to this, because like, I'm sure you guys want to hear what I have to say to this. So this is what the angry girl said.
Geo, you are actually fucked up because you think that a movement that we had is stupid and nonsensical. It doesn't mean that you can go around spreading it to irrelevant YouTubers that are gonna use it for clout and make a joke out of it.
Okay, first of all, I think, you know, we gotta address some things here. We gotta address the fucking fat-ass elephant in the room, bro. Yes, I know I fell off when I switched at story times. I fucking get it, alright? Like, I understand that. You know, it's just what I enjoy doing more, right? Like, you know, occasionally I'll post commentary videos on my second channel. It's just, that's when, you know, I'll find a topic that interests me. Like, right now, there's nothing going on that really interests me. I just enjoy it more, you know? I like storytelling. I like the whole idea of it. Like, you could probably tell my videos back in, like, October, November, like, I literally stopped enjoying it. Like, I just didn't give a shit anymore. Like, after a while, it just got really boring. You know, maybe the same thing might happen with story times for me, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, to sum it up, I am pretty irrelevant, but you know what? It's fine though. It still made a great video. I mean, the video got like 35K, which is not bad. I'll take it. That's not too bad. And obviously, if you do something stupid in high school, like, I'm not talking about you now. Like, obviously not. Like, I'm talking about what you did in high school. Like, I don't know if this reflects who you are now. Maybe it does. For the most part, when people do shit in like high school, middle school, like, it just does not reflect who they are now. I'm simply just making fun of of it just for your guys' entertainment, alright? And so, of course, people are gonna make jokes about it if you do something stupid. Like, people make jokes about what I did in middle school, and it was funny, alright? Like, I made a video on myself and my embarrassing-ass middle school relationship, but I didn't care. I just put it out to the internet. I put deleting soon in the title, but I'm like, you know what? I gotta keep this up. I don't give a shit. And plus, if you're saying I'm irrelevant, how am I getting clout out of this? That's what I don't get. That's what I don't understand. Like, to be honest, I don't care. Like, sure, if I did commentary, it would get more views, but I don't care. I'd rather it be this way anyway. Like, I've gotten better feedback from people IRL with this shit. Like, hella people enjoy this new style. But hey, if you miss them, I'll post them sometimes on my second channel. Let's just continue reading this. I got completely sidetracked. You were an asshole in school, and you still are. I actually fucking regret even giving you the benefit of the doubt with shit you put blank and others through in school. Stop acting like a fucking troll about everything. It's really not good for people's self-esteem when they're made to look like a joke in front of millions of people on the internet. Fuck you, Gio. Literally, you're not shit. Alright, first of all, number one, it really isn't that deep. It's just a fucking story time video. And plus, I'm not using your name at all. Like, no one knows who you are. Unless they, like, actually went to school with you, of course. But nobody else knows who you are. Like, I'm not revealing anything about your identity. If anything, like, this whole situation, like, I really don't think it should hurt your self-esteem, like, if you don't act like this or behave like this anymore, because I'm just simply making fun of you back then. Because obviously what you did back then is really stupid, and people are gonna make fun of it, make jokes about it, whatever. Like, if you completely change now, like, why take it as, like, a personal attack, you know? And let's just not talk about that, bro. How are you gonna diss the subscriber like that? Come on now. So what if he was mean in high school? You did this shit in high school. Like, I'd much rather be mean in high school than do this shit. And obviously, if you get this mad, people are gonna mess with you. Like, that's just what happens. Like, you know, there's no avoiding it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you get this salty about something that's not that deep, you're just gonna get clowned. So what the subscriber did next is, he sent, like, an image that says, "Oh, on God." It was like some FNAF meme template. And now, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is pretty funny, bro, okay? Because, like, he's just gonna get you even more heated. That's basically what he's trying to do right now. He knows that you're getting this mad over something so little, you know? Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, I really don't, like, care that much, you know? Like, I'm not gonna hate you forever if I make a video on you, right? Like, I'm not gonna go to bed thinking about it. I'm not gonna sleep at night like, oh my God, that one girl from that video that I made, like, last week. I just move on with my day. And if somebody brings it up, I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty funny video, pretty funny story. So this girl is just apparently so mad at him for trolling. And bro, that's what he's gonna do. You literally, like, made up allegations about him at the school. Like, obviously he's going to mess with, like, they dead ass made up allegations about him doing something bad to a girl, like, at his school, even though, like, he literally just took her out for coffee. Like, even though this happened years ago, like, you know, if you come at him, like, raging in the DMs, he's not gonna be on the best terms ever with you. If you tell him to stop trolling, he's not going to. If it's getting you mad, he's just gonna keep doing it. And I think it's quite funny. Like, I literally could not stop laughing when I was reading these DMs. Oh my God, this is just, like, gold. This is it right here. So after he sent her that meme template, she wrote back, K, still trolling? What the actual fuck is your problem? You're sick in the fucking head, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know why you're calling him sick in the head. Like, you literally just came to his DMs just, like, mauling, even though the situation wasn't really that deep, to be honest. Like, again, like I said, the subscriber Gio does not go to bed thinking about you every fucking night, you know? He just sent it to me because he's like, oh shit, that's a pretty funny story. Obviously, even though, like, he was probably mad at you, like, 3 years ago, like, I don't think he really cares that much now. And like I said, if you come into his DMs mauling, obviously he's gonna keep trolling you if it's getting you more mad. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, if you tell somebody who's trolling to stop trolling, they're not gonna stop. And what do you think he's gonna do? Like, magically start taking you serious? Like, hell no, dude. Like, he just thinks this is funny as hell, bro. So, of course, obviously, he's not going to take this serious. So he decided he was gonna send back, like, a picture of just, like, a bunch of emojis, and then it just says underneath it, can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? As you could tell, beautiful lyrics, beautiful response, you know, it just it must have made her smile. It must have made her really smile, right guys? I mean, there was nothing there waiting for me to read, so clearly, you know, it must have worked. It must have got her to shut up. Finally, I think it finally worked. But then the subscriber, you know, he loads up his Instagram and he tries to DM her again, you know, just to get his last word in, right? And then he sees that he is blocked by this girl. So at this point, he is just laughing his ass off. Like, bro, how are you gonna get that mad at B.O.B. lyrics by an artist named B.O.B.? Like, are you serious? That's not it, though. I'm pretty sure the video got around to, like, everybody. It got around to, like, everyone in this group. And again, like, I didn't mean to, like, start all this. Like, damn, I didn't mean to, like, cause a whole war at this school, bro. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I have a DM waiting in my inbox from this person. I just haven't checked yet. Like, I don't know their username, so I really don't know. The subscriber wrote here that, like, they all went private. Like, yeah, all their accounts are fucking private now. They blocked, like, everybody that I mentioned in the story, like, saying, like, that we're trolling people. Like, they blocked every single one of them. I mean, I didn't mean for them to take it that personally, of course. Like, if they still behave that way, you know, that's one thing. They gotta work on changing their actions and themselves, right? Like, if they still preach, like, how all men are bad and whatever, like, they need to change their ways, but, like, hopefully they changed in the 3 years, right? Like, if you just walk around with all that fucking hatred, like, oh, all men suck, all men are bad, like, you're just not gonna live a good life. I'm just saying that right now. You walk around every day constantly hating men, you're just not gonna live a fun life at all. Like, if you let little things get you mad, it's just not gonna be fun for you. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little bit of a different video. There's some stories on the end screen and there's some in the suggested videos tab. It really helps, you know, when you guys binge the stories. You know, if you haven't watched any of them yet, yeah, be sure to go back to them. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Peace. So it all begins one day when the subscriber was in school. Why did I say that? I literally just... Anyway, she was in gym class, right? And this was back in 7th grade. And she met this girl, and we're to call her Tiffany. And when she first sat down in PE, Tiffany sat in front of her. And now Tiffany was pretty quiet. And the subscriber herself was pretty quiet and shy as well. So she decided, you know what? I'm going to make a friend today. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to challenge myself. And she was pretty nervous to do this, right? Like, it could be nerve-wracking for somebody who normally doesn't do that. The reason why they sat near each other was because they were aligned based on last name. And the subscriber looked at her and said, "Hi, I'm subscriber. What's your name?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm Tiffany. Nice to meet you." And then they started talking. I mean, they were both shy around each other at first. That's just how it went. But they seemed to both be okay with that. The subscriber thought she was pretty cool at first. As the days went on, Tiffany became a member of her PE group. And because of this, she got really, really comfortable around the subscriber. A little bit too comfortable. For some reason, Tiffany was able to open up very quickly. Now, the subscriber, you know, they like to make dirty jokes. Now, that's totally understandable. Like, I make dirty jokes with my friends too, and it's kind of funny. And there's just a certain line that should not be crossed, you know? That's everyone in the group's sense of humor. Everybody kind of agrees to have that form of humor. Obviously, that doesn't mean that they're serious or they're a perv or whatever. It's just their sense of humor. Like, I mean, some people just get heated over the dumbest shit nowadays. It's crazy. But this girl, on the other hand, Tiffany, thought that the subscriber was serious. I guess these jokes just went over her head somehow. Or maybe she was just waiting for the day for it to happen. Maybe Tiffany swung that way. She was just waiting for the subscriber to say something like that. Maybe Tiffany thought they were gonna ride off into the sunset together. Go to an island in the middle of nowhere. I don't fucking know what on God's green earth was going through Tiffany's head, but maybe that's, I don't know, that maybe that's what she was thinking. There was this one class in particular, though, that they were playing soccer. That was like the event or the sport of the class. She remembers passing the ball and one of her friends saying something to her, and it sounded like something else, so she made a dirty joke, and their friends were laughing about it. And the Tiffany girl made a dirty joke too. And it wasn't bad at all. Nobody thought anything of it, but maybe Tiffany was being serious. I mean, later thinking about it, the thought kind of dawns on her. Like, what if whatever she said she was being totally serious about? She doesn't remember what specifically she said, but it was like, it had something to do with something sexual, if that makes sense. So they continued to play soccer in their group, and the class proceeded as normal. The fuck did I just say? Did that even make any? The class proceeded normally. That's what I meant to say. God damn. Then before the bell rang, they went to go get changed, and Tiffany and the subscriber walked out of the locker room with each other. And they were walking together, talking about stuff. They were joking around a little bit until Tiffany took it a little too far. They remember that Tiffany said that she wanted to finger you know what. At this point, they have met, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, maybe. Like, at that point, you're kind of riding the fence. Like, sure, it's a joke, or maybe it wasn't a joke. I don't know. Just kind of riding the fence a bit, you know what I mean? Some people might just fucking say you're disgusting and never want to talk to you again, and some people will kind of just laugh it off. It completely varies on the person. As you get to know them, you'll figure that out. She made other explicit details about how she wanted to go about it and things like that. Like, dude, how do you have an entire detailed explanation on how you want to do that, bro? Like, that, wow. Like, I mean, she must have been thinking about this for a long time. Like, bro, how do you casually explain to somebody how you want to finger them as you're walking down the hallway? Like, what would people just casually walking by think? Like, someone would probably look and be like, what is this girl even saying? And she just looked at her weirded out the entire time, and she was flustered, obviously, because it was embarrassing. So, and just extremely uncomfortable. But she just laughed it off despite that and just tried so hard to change the subject. She was thinking to herself, I mean, can we just not talk about that, please? Like, bro, it's not that hard to not talk about fucking fingering for 1 second. But apparently this girl made it mission impossible to change the subject. It was crazy how long she was going on about it. And then when she goes to class, she's like, bye, Tiffany. And yeah, she was just extremely weirded out. She was thinking to herself when she walked into class, maybe this is a one-off thing. I don't know. Now, I don't know if Tiffany was in any of their other classes or if it was just during PE. But as time progressed in the PE class, things just continued to get worse. So one time they were in the PE locker room changing. The subscriber is biologically a female, and they are non-binary, so, I mean, they were in the female locker room with Tiffany. Now, Tiffany was about like 2 rows down from their locker. And there was this glass window on the other side of the room where the PE teachers watch you change. Yeah, it sounds weird, but it was like their office or something. There was just a window in front of them just so they could see what the fuck's going on in there. So I don't know if the girls' PE teacher was watching any of this unfold. I'm not sure, but they were getting into their gym clothes and they saw Tiffany out of the corner of their eye, just watching them change. And the subscriber was very uncomfortable, of course. So they stopped for a second and they're like, you know what? Okay, let me just ignore it. So they just continue changing, despite the fact Tiffany was watching the entire time. So I mean, they were like, either way, I gotta get changed. There's no point in just standing here. So 10 minutes into PE class, the gym teacher, she says, oh, it's time to stretch, whatever. Usually the whole friend group would stretch together. And there was one stretch where you bend down and try to touch your toes. And during this stretch, Tiffany grabbed their waist and put her body against theirs. And she got really scared. She was like, Tiffany, what the hell are you doing? What the hell is wrong with you? And she just gave them a really flirty look as her friends were just staring at the both of them. And she said, sorry, I couldn't help it. And the subscriber was just pissed and just rolled their eyes. After that, Tiffany started moving closer towards them. And behind them, there was metal fences. And the subscriber just knew where this was going already. They already knew that Tiffany was going to try and pin them on the metal fence behind them and just do something that they would not like at all. Now, granted, the subscriber had no idea what this was going to be. In the current moment, they didn't really know what Tiffany was capable of. And the subscriber just pretended to go see one of their friends just to see what he was doing. He was doing something, I don't know, over where he was, so they just ran from the metal fence and just avoided whatever was gonna happen. The rest of the class went pretty normal until it was time for them to go to their lockers. Now, they were walking to the locker room, and the friend from earlier, I guess we'll call him Brandon. Brandon was behind them, and so was Tiffany. And of course, Tiffany just had to pull something. Of course Tiffany had to do it. So Tiffany just slapped them in the ass. And the subscriber just looked at Tiffany. And then she just looked away like it was just some joke. And not only did they not like being touched at all, it also hurt pretty bad. So of course the subscriber was pissed. And at this point just did not like Tiffany anymore. They started crying when they got to the locker room. And Tiffany was aware of the fact that she did not like being touched to begin with. That wasn't the only time that she would touch them. It was just a lot more often. She would grab their arm sometimes, and it was just like really annoying to deal with. They only let their close friends hug them, and that was about it. And I guess the reasoning behind this is because they had like some trauma they went through or something like that, and it made them really sensitive to touch. So that's why they don't even let any stranger or person they met like 2 weeks ago lay a finger on them, which makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Like, if I was in the same position, I would fucking hate it too. So they were crying in the locker room because of what just happened, and then Tiffany Tiffany tried to grab their arm and hug them. And the subscriber felt terrified because, well, Tiffany was basically a stranger. They only knew Tiffany for about 2 weeks, so there wasn't really much going on. When Tiffany tried to grab them, the subscriber just pushed her away. Just told her, Tiffany, leave me alone. So the rest of the friend group was like watching TikTok or something on their phones. Tiffany wouldn't leave the subscriber alone. She saw the subscriber scrolling through TikTok and saw her their account. And basically she was like, oh, I have a TikTok account. Oh, if you want to text through there. I mean, listen, bro. Who texts through TikTok? Who on planet? Like, okay, I get it. Snapchat, right? Like, I know a lot of people text through Snapchat, but TikTok? Bro, what? I don't know who texts on TikTok. I mean, I just send my friends stupid ass videos, but whenever I see one on TikTok. But bro, I don't know a soul that's texting on TikTok. Bro, what the fuck? iMessage exists, Snapchat exists, like, I don't know, even fucking WhatsApp, Instagram, like there's so many other options. So obviously the subscriber said no, and it just wasn't gonna work. And then she was like, see, look, I'll show you my account. And she was like giving them the ad, like, oh yeah, this is my ad right here. I don't know what it was. It was probably some stupid shit, to be honest. I don't know if she posted any videos. I have no clue. And of course they didn't want to. They just wanted Tiffany to leave them the hell alone. So the subscriber just nodded and tried to ignore her. For the rest of that time, they didn't really see Tiffany that much. Occasionally, they still saw her. But one day, they just stopped seeing her out of nowhere. And they were like, oh, I wonder why that is. I mean, that's kind of a relief, to be honest. Like, I hated being slapped in the ass by fucking Tiffany. But I'm still kind of curious. Why was she gone? So the subscriber went up to a friend of theirs, and they asked, what's up with Tiffany? What happened to her? I haven't seen her in weeks. Did she move or transfer schools? Like, what happened? And their friend, she said, oh yeah, Tiffany is gone. One day she decided it was a great idea to bring weed to school and just go into the school bathroom and smoke it. Now, I don't know why she thought it was like a genius move to go into the bathroom and do that. Like, bro, obviously you're gonna get caught if it smells like substances, and then you walk into the bathroom with your backpack on and just in the middle of class, like in the hallway, like they're gonna suspect it's you, obviously. Like if you're carrying a hefty ass bong in your backpack, the school is gonna know that, right? Like, bro, just do it at home. Why the fuck you gotta do it at school? Especially if weed is illegal in your state, bro. You're literally risking it all carrying that on you. And she ended up getting expelled because she got caught smoking weed in the bathroom. No shocker. Then they said to her friend, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that kind of explains a lot. This next story was of a girl that was just absolutely disgusting. Probably worse than the last story, honestly. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. So the subscriber knew this girl because it was his mom's friend's daughter. It was like one of those scenarios where you don't want to be in, right? Like it was one of those scenarios like, oh yeah, this is my daughter. Oh, you guys will get along great. Even though you're pretty sure the daughter is a spawn of Satan. It's probably happened to a few of you watching this video. But anyways, the subscriber's mom told him, oh yeah, this girl's coming over, by the way. And he had no idea. She basically like made the plans without even asking for his input at all. And of course he was upset by that. Anybody would be. Anybody would be pissed if their mom just made plans for them without them knowing, right? And the reason why he was not excited about it is because one, they didn't really get along, and two, this girl was weird. She apparently has had intercourse with her cousin. Maybe I shouldn't have ate a sandwich before recording this. I'm kind of starting to regret that now. And when he told his mom about this, like, Mom, this girl is weird. Why are you making me hang out with her? She was like, oh yeah, you'll keep her out of trouble. It's a great idea. I'm sure you guys will get along great. And the subscriber just looked at her with the most blank stare ever. Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll just get along wonderful. The weird girl that did it with her cousin. Yeah, sure. They're gonna have a jolly time together. They're gonna have a wonderful time, right? I mean, that's the only thing the subscriber knew about her. Other than that, he kind of just knew her as being really annoying. He didn't know much else about her. And of course, I don't think he wanted to hear about the rest of her family and things like that because, yeah, I don't know. Maybe she did other shit that he does not want to know about. So the mom's friend ended up showing up. They were like, oh my God. You know what happens when moms see each other? It's been so long. Out with the kids. You know what I mean? Then eventually, the subscriber and this girl just sat on the couch and started watching YouTube. They were doing okay at first. I mean, he could not take away the fact that she screwed her cousin, like just in his mind. That was just left in his mind. But so this girl said to him, so what's going on with you? He was like, what do you mean? With, like, life in general, or what's up? And then she says, like, your sexuality and stuff. And he was like, why the hell is that any of your business? And then this girl said, well, because we're family, aren't we? I don't know what this girl was thinking, that they're not family. It's just his mom's friend. That's really it. So he was just like, no, but I'm bi. And I mean, he was kind of weirded out by it, because normally you just ask like, oh, how are you doing? Or just like, how's school? Like that's not usually the first thing that comes up in conversation, right? He was a bit thrown off by that, but we'll see why she asked that in a second. Then she just sat there in silence. Then he started talking about like, oh, things with me and my partner were, a bit complicated right now. And then she was like, so you have a girlfriend? She kind of just said it angrily. He just told her no, but he honestly thinks that like she was trying to sleep with him or some shit like that. And to be honest, that's what it seemed like to me, because she just jumped straight for it. I don't know. That's what it seemed like to me. No, how are you? How's school? Like, it just seemed like she had one mission and one goal, right? Like, it was so weird to him that, like, she got so mad over the fact that apparently he had another romantic partner. Like, I don't know why the fuck she got so mad about it, but, like, she just flipped her shit for some reason. And, I mean, even he has no idea why. For the rest of the day, things went okay. They just ate dinner, and then they kind of just hung out more, and then they just went to bed. The next day, she asked if he wanted to go to the dollar store with her because she was bored. So he said, yeah, sure. He went to go clean up because he's like, all right, I don't want to leave the house with greasy ass hair and a greasy ass face. So then he's just chilling there, cleaning up, and he doesn't suspect anything to happen. But when he comes back to his room, this girl had his computer. So he just asked, he didn't like yell at her or anything. He's just like, oh, what are you doing on my computer? And she just said, oh, I'm just looking at your anime stuff. How would you even know he had anime stuff in the first place if he didn't log on his computer? Like, that's just such bullshit. Come on, bro. Like, he knew it too. So he just took the computer from her and went to see what she was on. And this girl, she was trying to get on the hub. And he's like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, bro, I left you alone for like 20 minutes so I could clean up. And then you go on the hub. That's crazy. He knew if his mom saw that in his history, would have gotten trouble. So he obviously questioned her, like, why the hell did you look that up? And she tried to say that she didn't. Like, bro, he was in the bathroom at 2:03 p.m. Who else would have been looking at fucking the hub at 2:03 p.m., bro? Like, your ass was caught. You got so much explaining to do. He was like, all right, I don't want to hear the bullshit. Like, I've had enough of the bullshit. Like, I don't want to hear it. So he went downstairs to tell his mom, because he's not about to get in trouble for it. So he told his mom, yeah, this girl looked up the hub on my computer. I don't know why. Then this girl just took off and just dipped out of the house, like, after that whole thing happened. Now, where she went, they had no idea where the hell she went. Maybe she went back home, I don't know. But his mom told her mom, and all she had to say was, well, why did she have his computer? That's really it. I don't know why she said nothing about the website. Who knows? Maybe she was just aware that teenagers were gonna get a bit curious. If your story begins in April of 2021. The subscriber and his cousin Dylan, they were playing a lot of Minecraft. There was this one day they met this guy on TikTok, and we're gonna call this guy Alex. And at first, everything seemed pretty cool with Alex, right? Like, there were no problems between them. Like, everything was going great. They even got invited to Alex's SMP server. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's like a survival multiplayer server. I don't know too much about Minecraft, but I'm gonna try my best with this story. So this Alex guy takes them under his wing in this SMP, and eventually he wanted to start some kind of lore. Like, you know how the Dream SMP has lore? That's what Alex wanted to do in this server. He wanted to upload it on YouTube and TikTok, but then eventually all the members of this SMP fell off the face of the earth, so they just started a new one. This one got rated by streamers, so it became a pretty sizable SMP. And since it was Alex's SMP, no one really cared that he was just like building castles for this lore he wanted to do. And just for context, like, most people who play in like survival worlds, like, they just don't really like when people change it to creative, but they just didn't really mind since it was Alex's server. And then Alex decided to start bossing around Dylan, the subscriber's cousin. Then the subscriber wrote that Dylan has a pretty short temper, especially when people are like trying to be like controlling towards him. So Dylan called him out on this, rightfully so, and Alex said he wouldn't do it again, and he apologized to Dylan. And this is the part of the story where Alex starts beef with the subscriber. The subscriber was in creative mode, draining an ocean monument. He figured, oh yeah, since Alex is in creative mode, doing his own thing, getting ready for this lore they wanted to start, maybe it's not really such a big deal if I go in creative mode. But no, it was such a big deal that Alex switched to survival, started streaming. He was freaking out about it, and got all the members of the server to turn against him, except Dylan, his cousin. Like, listen, man, it's just a game, alright? Like, at the end of the day, Minecraft is just a game. There's no need to have a spaz attack over it just because somebody's in creative mode. Like, I never really understood why people got so mad at that and so offended. Like, dude, it's Minecraft. Get over it. But I mean, the subscriber was like just trying to help too. Like, he was just trying to get the lore ready. But like, I don't know why the fuck he turned against the subscriber because he was trying to help him. Like, dude, like, what do you want him to do? Make up your mind, bro. So Alex once again apologized to the subscriber and was like, yeah, I'm sorry for being a dick. Can we just move past this? And the subscriber agreed, yeah, let's just leave this behind us. And they started yet another server because, you know, a lot of people dipped when they found out that they were using creative. And I mean, I guess that's fair enough, but I guess when the server's supposed to be built on like survival. But I mean, at the same time, they were trying to add lore to make it more fun. But of course, Alex was like laser focused on this lore idea, even though it didn't even work out like the first 2 times. Like, it already failed twice. Like, I just don't think it's gonna happen at this point. But he's just convinced that this is gonna happen. So it just takes him not even 3 days, and he just switches his mind already. He switches his focus on building a town for lore and creative. And the subscriber thought, well, I mean, why not switch to creative? Like, this kid already switched to creative in not even 3 days, so why not? Why not? I really don't think anybody would mind. His cousin let it slide because, I mean, he didn't really care that much, and, you know, he knew that he was just using it to build stuff for the lore that they were doing. The subscriber was, like, building a basement in his house, and then all of a sudden, he just hears Alex scream. Just a nice, crispy vulture scream in his headphones. Like, he's screaming about, oh, why are you in creative? Blah, blah, blah. I told you, like, we need to be in survival. And the subscriber's confused because, like, he was just in creative like a few minutes ago. Like, he was just building this town for the lore. So it was like, why the fuck is this guy like calling me out for being in creative if he's in creative himself? He just threw a big tantrum into the microphone. And I mean, like, if this moment was showcased on his live stream, he would definitely lose a bunch of followers. Let's just say that now. He just claimed that, oh, the subscriber, he doesn't have permission to build a basement in his house. Like, bro, you don't own anybody in the SMP. Like, listen, dude, like, if you're building in creative, everybody else should be allowed to build in creative. Like, that's just fair. And Alex even built this house for the guy. It was like a villager style house. Like, you know how the villagers have their own village? It was kind of like that. All the subscriber did, he basically just put a basement in the house, and that's it. That's all it took for this kid to lose his shit. Like, I don't know why it was such a big deal to this kid, but holy shit, dude, I don't even know. This is a core example of what we call a Minecraft kid on the channel. Somebody who's just like really obsessed with Minecraft and like throws tantrums over it. And of course, Alex started building things again, so Dylan was like, all right, man, that's it. I'm just gonna call him out. So Dylan just calls him out. He's like, Alex, why the hell are you building this? Whatever structure it was, but it's just important to know that he was building something. And Dylan was just calling him out, like, all right, why the hell are you in charge of what we do, Alex? And then Alex said something that, like, they definitely were not expecting to hear. He was like, oh yeah, it's because you guys are bad at Minecraft. Yeah, that's why I'm in charge. Okay, listen, dude, like, that doesn't mean, like, you deserve to, like, be in charge of them just because you're quote-unquote better at Minecraft. The subscriber wrote here that him and Dylan, they were pretty okay at PvP. They weren't really better than Alex was, but they were just as good at Alex as, like, at building things. So they were just thinking to themselves, yeah, why is this dude in charge? And why is he telling us not to build anything, even though he's, like, building the entire town? And of course, since there was a lot of beef going on, Dylan was like, all right, I think I'm just gonna ban Alex from this server because, like, this is just getting annoying. So Alex, he gets banned. Like, of course, obviously that was gonna happen at some point or another. But later that day, Alex decided to join back the server. I don't know if it was on another account or something. He just straight up griefed the server and just completely blew it up. Like, this kid just fucked with 2 months worth of work. Like, he just blew up 2 months worth of work just down the drain. And that's like including Alex's own work. So I don't know why he would even do that. That's just like a waste of 2 months, even for him. So I don't know what point that's gonna prove by blowing up the SMP that you were originally a part of? But apparently it was a realm, so they got all their work back within 3 hours. I mean, I don't really know what a realm exactly does, but I'm guessing it just kind of reinstates certain parts of the world that, like, got destroyed. I think that's what it is. I'm not exactly sure, though. But this is where the messed up part of the story comes in. Like, we're not even getting started yet. 3 in the morning, you know, when you should be sleeping. Alex texted Dylan. He's like, Dylan, you need to let me back on the SMP because I don't have that much longer to live, Dylan. And of course, Dylan thought about it. He's like, why the hell would he lie about something like this? Because nobody should. Like, if you did lie about something like that, you'd just be a sick individual. He didn't really think about it too much. He was like, okay, he's probably not lying about this because who would lie about this? He said, like, he had cancer and, like, the stress of having it was making him act that certain way. And then that just made Dylan feel bad. So he's like, okay, Alex, I'll let you back in the server. And of course, they were both heartbroken by the news that they just received. Like, it was a very sad moment for the two of them, but then they're like, okay, maybe he could be lying about this. So they decided to ask Alex's girlfriend. So Alex's girlfriend said, no, what are you talking about? Like, why the hell did Alex say that he had cancer and he had 6 months left to live? They were like spending hours a day with this kid playing Minecraft because they're like, yeah, I want to spend time with this kid. Like, if he's actually gonna pass away. They were just thinking to themselves, like, dude, would he really fucking lie about this? The subscriber, unfortunately, has dealt with a lot of his family members getting cancer, so obviously he was pissed. So he was like tearing into this Alex kid, like, Alex, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, why the hell would you fake having cancer just to get back in a Minecraft server? And the subscriber just basically just made him feel like shit, and obviously he should feel like shit for faking cancer. And then he like tried to play the victim card, and he was like, oh yeah, you know, I just did it because I'm really depressed and blah blah blah. He just goes on this whole explanation about how he was feeling down or whatever. Then he's like, subscriber, my life is a lot harder than yours, okay? And then he explains like how he has a girlfriend, and oh, my job is harder than yours, or like, I don't even know if he knew he had a job, but he was just explaining basically like how his life is so hard, and you know, the subscriber's life, oh yeah, yours is just so easy, dude. Then they're like, all right, we're done with this kid. Like, we're never talking to this kid again. And then 12 months later, Dylan, the subscriber's cousin, he like receives an apology from Alex, the Minecraft kid, basically saying, yeah, I'm sorry for what I did, blah blah blah. But he didn't even apologize to the subscriber. He's like playing the victim card and like saying like, oh yeah, I was really depressed. Like, dude, don't you think you owe him an apology too? And Dylan forgave him. He's like, all right, man, I forgive you. And Alex gave him like $100 worth of like PlayStation credit, and they became friends again for like a week until Alex just got blocked. The story begins when the subscriber sneaks into prom, and the subscriber meets these 3 people that we're gonna call Veronica, Becky, and Bethany. And she met these 3 girls when she was in line getting ready for prom. They started to get along pretty well, and they all got to know each other pretty well by standing in line at prom. The subscriber got all their contacts, and they decided that they were gonna hang out at some point. She hung out with Becky and Bethany. Nothing was really off, but then when she hung out with Veronica, she realized that something was off about her. She was emo, and she did a lot of witchcraft. At first, she didn't really know that, but in retrospect, she was like, oh yeah, she was definitely a psychopath. Like, shit just gets a lot worse than her just doing witchcraft. Like, it's a lot more than that. And I mean, sure, it's your life. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You could pretend to be a witch and do witchcraft, whatever the hell you want to do. It's just so weird, dude. I'm so, like, I would just avoid her at all costs, like, if she did witchcraft. The subscriber was into, like, K-pop, anime, 21 Pilots at the time. Then there's this girl thinking she's actually a witch and is gonna do witchcraft. And then when they went to the mall together, the subscriber was like, okay, you know, she's pretty chill. Like, she had a pretty good first impression of this girl. Like, they sat down to eat. She told her mom, like, oh yeah, Veronica's pretty cool. Like, yeah, she seems pretty nice. But when her mom met Veronica herself, she was like, okay, yeah, there's definitely something off about Veronica. I don't know, just something doesn't seem right. Like, if my mom said to me, like, there was something off about somebody, like, I would definitely trust her for that. Because, like, listen, humans have been evolving for years, right? And if we just get that gut feeling that something's off, there is definitely something off. And sometimes stuff like that can literally save your life. So the next time the subscriber hung out with Veronica, she was at like a pool party, I guess. And Veronica just didn't really say anything to her. Like Veronica just ignored her. And something was definitely up. So the subscriber kind of kept her distance for a bit. But then she's like, okay, maybe I could ask Veronica to hang out again. The next time they hung out with each other, she was at her house and she had a pretty fun time. They played video games and stuff, went swimming, things like that. You know, they were having a pretty fun time. The fourth time is where things get worse. Like, this is where the, oh yeah, something was off was definitely a correct statement. They went swimming again like normal, but this time she was legit just like staring at the subscriber. Like, she would not blink, like she would not even move a muscle. Then the subscriber was like, all right, do you want to do something else? Then they decided on archery. So they went to go shoot arrows. She was just thinking, okay, maybe she's having a bad day. Maybe just things are off for her right now. Maybe that's why she was kind of just staring at me. They were just chilling. The subscriber thought things were normal again. Midway through shooting arrows, Veronica was like, hey, do you want to see my gun? Like, I have a gun, like, inside my house right now. The last thing you want to do at a friend's house is, like, invite them inside to see your gun. When you have a guest over, you're supposed to make them feel welcome, right? Like, you're not supposed to be like, hey, do you want to see my shotgun just sitting in my closet? No, you're just supposed to make them feel welcome. It's just gonna make them feel threatened for their life. And of course, like anybody would say in this situation, the subscriber was like, nah, I'm good. I'll pass on seeing the gun from the crazy emo girl that does witchcraft in her free time. I will definitely be passing on that. And the subscriber just goes back inside, acting like nothing happened. And then, you know, they just go back to chilling on their phones, doing whatever the hell they do. And the subscriber wanted to take a selfie with her. I don't know if she wanted to post it or anything, but she just wanted to take a picture, right? To remember the moment, right? To just have it in your phone for memories. But I guess Veronica was not a big fan of that at all. But apparently you're not allowed to take a selfie with Veronica. That's just against the rules. I guess that's just against the rules. But I mean, fair enough if you don't want to be in a picture, that's fine. But what she did next was actually insane. So she left for a bit, right? After getting all mad and storming off. But what she did next was unbelievable. She grabbed a knife from her kitchen and like held it towards the subscriber's neck. And she goes to stab her with the knife multiple times, and thank God she moved out of the way. She grabbed the knife from Veronica and was like, all right, we can't have a psychopath with a knife. Like, that's just not gonna happen. Then when she goes to grab the knife from Veronica, Veronica grabs her phone and just throws it on her bed and just jumps on top of it. And what she said next seems like a horror movie, all right? That's what it seems like. And she was like, fine, you want to play that game? She had her phone and she was like, oh, do you want to stay the night then? And she's like, well, shit. Like, what do I do? Like, I have this emo girl here that's threatening me with a knife. Like, what do I do? Do I just stay the night, say yes, or do I just fucking dip without my phone? And the subscriber chose option one. She decided to actually stay the night. And she says, scared shitless for her life, she's like, yeah, I'll stay the night. And she's like, yeah, let me just call my mom really quick. And then Veronica's like, all right. So she calls her mom and she's like, hey, mom, can I stay the night at Veronica's house? And she's just thinking to herself, please say no, please say no, please say no. And she said yes. The one time her mom says yes. The one time she says yes, it's the time where she has to stay the night with somebody who tried to stab her with a knife. Like, why do moms always say yes when you have to stay with the weird kid? Like, why is it never yes when you get to stay at your boy's house? Like, her heart rate is at the max at this point, so she kind of just calms down, chills out for a bit, and then she tries to go to sleep, right? It seems like Veronica was sleeping already, right? Like, so she wasn't really too worried, but she's like, I don't know, like, I just feel like she's gonna pull something in the middle of the night. And ladies and gentlemen, boy, did she actually pull something in the middle of the night. She grabs her fucking bucket, whatever the hell she uses for witchcraft, and she is full-blown, like, sitting near the subscriber, trying to cast a spell on her in the middle of the night. And she was like, listen, Veronica, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, oh, subscriber, I'm casting a spell on you. You know what? You may be casting a spell on me, but, like, come on. Can I at least have my phone? Like, can I have my phone? Because I'm definitely not going to be sleeping for the rest of the night after you tried to stab me with a knife and fucking cast a spell on me. She was, like, holding the subscriber's phone hostage because she just didn't want her to leave for whatever reason. Like, she just wanted to, like, kill her before the night was over or something. Like, Jesus Christ, this girl was psycho. Like, I don't know what kind of friends you're gonna build here by, like, making them, like, survive a crash course of your stupidity in the middle of the night. That's great and all that you do witchcraft and you, like, you're convinced the spells are real, whatever. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but, like, why the hell are you doing it in the middle of the night when you have a friend over and you're casting that spell on your friend? And you, like, don't don't think that people are gonna hear about this? Like, of course they're gonna hear about it. Like, obviously people are gonna be like, oh my god, yeah, stay the fuck away from her. That's the crazy girl that does witchcraft on her friends. When the morning came around, the subscriber was just stoked to be awake. Like, she was so hyped to be awake. You have no idea how much she wanted to get out of there. She's never been more hyped for her mom to come pick her up in her entire life. So Veronica gives her phone. She calls her mom to come pick her up in the morning. Her mom gets there, she goes home, and she realizes that, oh shit, I forgot a bunch of my stuff. Luckily, she at least had her phone, so she didn't have to go back there, but she forgot, like, her camera. She also forgot some other stuff that was pretty important to her, but the story does not end there, ladies and gentlemen. Remember one of the other friends I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the story, Becky? So Becky also went over to Veronica's house, and she did the exact same thing to her. She forced her to stay the night, and she did like some witchcraft spell on her at the middle of the night. She had two other friends that also went there before Becky did. We'll call them, I don't know, Kelly and Laura. She did the exact same thing to them too. A night at this girl's house was basically just like a night in hell. Like, I don't know what the fuck this was, but Jesus Christ, this girl is nuts. Of course, Veronica has tried to contact all of them since, but ever since this entire story took place, she definitely wanted nothing to do with Veronica. I definitely do not blame you there. I wouldn't either. I would not want anything to do with her at all. And as anybody would, she just aired Veronica, right? That's what you got to do in situations like that. Comment GOAT if you made this far, because you truly are the GOAT. Anyways, thank you to my channel members. Binge the stories. It really helps the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.